it. There's a pattern here that I'm not liking.
Judge Judy.
You are about to enter the courtroom of Judge Judith Scheindlin. This is Judge Judy.
Lisa Savelnis is suing her ex-roommate, Jeremy Kaufman, her ex-boyfriend, Nathan Peterson, and Nathan's mother, Joyce Peterson, for her deposit, rent, property, and negligence.
Order. All rise. It's case number 25 on the calendar in the matter of Savelnis versus Kaufman-Peterson. Parties have been sworn in. You may be seated.
Who are the Petersons? This is your son. You own the house.
It's a 5-unit apartment.
Do you own the whole thing?
Yes.
So you own the house?
Yes.
Your son manages the 5-unit house. Yes or no?
Yes.
Now, you're Jeremy.
Yes.
You rent a room there.
It's a 2-bedroom apartment complex.
And you were renting one of your rooms to the plaintiff.
Yes.
And you were renting a room to her in your apartment where you paid how much rent?
At this...
Yesterday?
Yes. Changed, I want to say maybe 2 months ago, Your Honor, while the plaintiff was living there.
How much was it?
$1,875, I think.
Okay. Now, before the plaintiff rented a room from you, had you had other roommates?
Yes.
When was the last time you had a roommate other than the plaintiff?
It would probably have to be a week before she moved in.
And what was the name of that roommate?
He had a weird name, Your Honor. I do not...
How long did he live there?
2 months. Orrin was his... I apologize, Your Honor. His name was Orrin.
How long have you lived in the apartment?
5 years.
Prior to Orrin, who lived there?
I had another roommate for 3 months named Justin.
Prior to Justin, what was the name of your roommate? I'm going to check with them.
Yeah.
What was the name of your roommate?
Prior to Justin was my, at that time, girlfriend, Casey. We lived there for 4 years before she moved out.
So let me understand this. After your girlfriend left you in the apartment, you had 3 roommates, one for 3 months, one for 2 months, and how long did the plaintiff live there?
7 months.
Did you collect security deposit from Orrin? That's a yes or a no?
Yes, I did.
Did you return his security deposit? Yes or no?
No.
Did you collect security deposit from depositor Justin?
Yes.
What's Justin's last name?
Can I go in my phone and look?
Yes.
Okay. Do you happen to know Justin's last name when I fill out the paper? I apologize. I do not know his last name.
You do not have it?
It's been a while.
Did you ever see a lease with Justin?
No.
Did you ever get any security deposit from Justin?
Never.
Did you?
No.
Now we're understanding how this game works. Did you ever get any security deposit from Orrin?
No.
Did you?
No.
Did you ever get any security deposit from the plaintiff?
No.
Did you?
No.
There's a pattern here that I'm not liking, because that's what the case is about. The case is about the return of the plaintiff's security deposit that she paid you when she moved in. How much did you pay him in security deposit?
Altogether, $1,100.
And you never received any money from her?
No.
Perfect. And you never received any money from her?
No. I just wanted to say that I
don't want you to say anything. I want you to answer my question.
I'm not part owner.
Just a second. You never got any security deposit from her?
Correct.
That's all. Who filed this counterclaim for invasion of privacy because she videoed the property? Raise your hand.
I would...
Yep, that would be Peterson. The case against you is dismissed. You can sit down. Mr. Peterson, the case against you is dismissed. You can sit down. You, on the other hand, are still there. You kept her security deposit, of which Mrs. Peterson nor her son ever saw a penny. By the way, you're still living there, is that correct?
Correct.
So what I want you to show me are repairs, because I assume you had to put down security when you moved into the apartment.
Correct.
So what I want you to do is show me the damage that the plaintiff caused in the apartment and your receipts for fixing it. Do not show me any damage for which you do not have receipts.
Here's some screen work.
Don't speak. Just do.
Okay. Your Honor, does cleaning stuff, due to the fact things were so dirty, do those count as receipts?
No.
Okay.
You understand, Mrs. Peterson, I've dismissed the case against you. I want you to understand what he's doing. Do you understand what he's doing?
Yes.
Okay, here's
What he's doing is unconscionable in your property. I wouldn't...
Well, there was a reason for it, Judge.
Don't give me a reason. I want receipts.
I'm going through them. Hardware, the doors.
I moved out on the 3rd of April.
Of this year.
Yes.
And the ceiling fan. Bear with me, Your Honor.
I'm bearing with you. When you come to court, you're supposed to be prepared. You kept a security deposit, and you kept a security deposit. You did not turn it over to your landlord. You kept it, and if you kept it, that means you have to show me receipts after April 3rd, 2019, that you did to repair the premises for damage that you allege that the plaintiff caused. And I want it, and I want it now.
I'm coming with it, Your Honor. My nephew just murdered in a mass shooting, so I'm trying to keep my depression and my anxiety low. If you can give me some time, please. It's just one more picture. Here, you could take these for now and run with these.
This is not for now. This is forever.
Okay. Oh, here it is, sweet. Ceiling fan. Yeah, I think so. One more, Your Honor. Sorry. The ceiling fan I had to replace. I got pictures of...
Hey, pay attention. The plaintiff moved out on April 3rd. On the 28th of April, you...
For the vacuum cleaner.
Well, then what are you giving me?
Well, what receipt do you have?
Gave me...
There's probably the ceiling fan is on there, Your Honor. I apologize.
Just a second. You mean you want me to guess what else is on here?
I thought I highlighted
A rear trigger nozzle, fast-setting concrete, a classic wood picket fence.
Is the ceiling fan on there? Can I look at it?
Give the whole mess back, Bird.
It's right here, white ceiling fan.
Why did you need a ceiling fan?
Because she ruined the other one.
How did she ruin the other one? You said she didn't clean it.
Yep, well, I got a picture showing what it looked like before she moved in, and then what she left it at.
What's next? Next. I need to see other pictures of damage that you allege she caused. Don't give me a mess of papers. And a receipt to fix it.
So here's the receipts. Here's the fleas she caused with the receipt that I had to get.
Just a second. Let's do one at a time.
Okay.
Ceiling fan, clean. Let's do one at a time. I can deal with him one at a time.
What would you like, Your Honor, the ceiling fan?
No. Let me see the next damage you are alleging. Fleas in Lisa's room. Inspection report on room. Do you have an animal?
I have a bird.
His girlfriend spends the night there with her dog that runs 9 miles a day with her.
Your Honor, I have
a
picture of flea medication she uses for that.
It's not a halo.
Just a second. Did the pest control, exterminators, did you pay them? It's $75. Is that what you pay them?
Yes.
That's deducted from the $1,100. Okay, what's next?
Screens.
Pictures?
It's on here.
And bill.
Here's some more screens, too.
Did you break the screen in your room?
The screen was originally broken by his prior roommate.
That's false, Your Honor.
Just put your hands down and don't speak. When you moved in there, was the screen broken or not?
It was broken.
Did you do further damage to the screen?
Yes, but not as much as he's extending.
Well, I don't think that you broke that screen.
I have different pictures, Your Honor.
May I see them?
Sure.
May I speak to when you get a chance, Your Honor?
Is this a picture of the room when you moved out or in?
That's when I moved out before I was able to do exactly everything that he wanted, but he intimidated me so much I did not feel safe.
That is false,
He would not
Your
let
Honor.
me come in to return anything.
Understand me, deducting 75. Do you understand?
Yes.
He wouldn't let me return anything he tries to charge me for. He's trying to charge me $100 for these 2 prints. He wouldn't let me return anything.
Just a second. Do those 2 prints belong to you?
I did.
Just a second.
Yes.
You want them back?
Yes.
Would you give them to him, Bird? So far, I'm allocating $45 for the screens.
Okay.
75 and 45. What's next?
What about the mold inspection report we had to get in and pay for, Your Honor?
I have a video of the mold, Your Honor.
You owe her $980 from her security deposit. Now, You have a counterclaim. Your counterclaim is that she videoed the inside of the house?
Correct.
Great. So you have no counterclaim. $980. Judgment for the plaintiff. Thank you.
Parties are excused. May step out.
We have an actual legit mold report showing that she created the mold itself.
Yeah, there's a mold infestation. I had proof that it had been on the property.
She lived in the bedroom, never opened the windows, created the mold problem.
I'm really happy that she saw through some people's games.
She's a disgusting person, and learn from the lesson is never rent to a 45-year-old single lady with a cat.
And thank you so much, Judge Judy. Thanks.
And now, the next case.
All parties in the matter of Harris versus
is suing her former friend, William Washington, for damage to a third party's vehicle after William had an accident while driving her car.
Mr. Washington, how long have you known Miss Harris?
Since I was young.
So, for a very long time?
Yes.
And you were driving her car on what date?
Around May.
In May of last year?
Yes.
And tell me why you were driving her car.
Because she needed her car fixed, and it had a blown head gasket. So she didn't know what was wrong with it. I have found out what was wrong with it.
Wait, just a second.
Oh, okay.
Her car blew a gasket.
Mm-hmm.
How did you find out that her car blew a gasket?
It had antifreeze leaking inside the oil where it mixed and it turns into like a milky color.
Now, did she ask you to find out what was wrong with the car?
Yes.
Okay.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
This is why I don't believe a word of what you're telling me. You don't necessarily have to have collision insurance, but you're mandated, if you have insurance, to have liability insurance. So you want to waste my time and go show me that this car was a covered car under Allstate?
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy.
Danielle Harris says, former friend, the third party's vehicle while he was driving her car.
Now, did she ask you to find out what was wrong with the car?
Yes.
How did she ask you? Were you just friends or dating? What were you?
Let's say dating.
You were dating?
Yes.
And so you drove the car frequently?
Yes.
How frequently? Did you ever drive when you went out for dinner, when you went out to a movie, when you went to a friend's house? She always drove?
No, the car wasn't drivable. She had another car, and she needed to fix.
So this car wasn't drivable? Mm-mm. What kind of car was it?
2005 Pontiac Aztek.
And she had another car?
Yes.
That was drivable?
Yes.
And did you have your own apartment, or did you sometimes stay with Miss Harris?
No.
No is what?
No, I didn't stay with Danielle Harris. We wasn't together then.
Okay. So she just asked you to find out what was wrong with her car. So you were driving it?
Yes.
Now, were you driving it to a mechanic, or were you just driving it around?
Driving it around to see what was the problem.
Now, when you were driving it around, did you pick it up from her house?
No, I had it towed because the battery was dead when I went to go get it. So I had to get it towed.
So where did you get it towed to?
To my friend's house in front of her house.
So you had it towed from Miss Harris's house to your friend's house?
Yes. Yes.
And do you remember what date that was? So in March, you took the car from Miss Harris to work on.
Yes.
And you worked on it from March until May.
Yes.
When did you get it running?
I'm saying about the middle of May, because that's when I told her is fixed.
So in mid-May, you called her? Did you see her in March?
No.
Did you see her in April?
No.
But in mid-May, you called her and said the car is fixed?
Yes.
Okay, you remember that phone call?
No.
Well, he towed the car, he says, in March. Is that accurate?
No.
When did he tow the car?
He's telling a lie. He had this car in his possession probably in late 2017. The car was being sold to him. He wasn't driving it trying to fix it for me. The car was being sold to him. I had it posted on Craigslist. I have evidence.
So the car was being sold, and he was going to buy the car from you?
Yes.
But he had not yet bought the car from you. You had not changed title. Is that correct? Is that correct?
No, it's not correct.
So you had given him title to the car?
No, he didn't have the title to the car.
So he didn't have title to the car, so he couldn't register it?
Yes, he couldn't register it.
Just a second.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
He drives the car, he gets into an accident, and the other car sues you for almost $5,000. Be insured.
Okay, but I didn't allow him to drive the car. He was driving under not my permission.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy.
Danielle Harris says former friend William Washington owes for damaging a third party's vehicle while he was driving her car.
Now, if he couldn't register the car because he didn't have the title, the sale of the car was not complete.
Correct.
So you owned the car.
Right.
Did you have the car registered?
Yes, the car was registered.
Good. And I'd like to know the name of your insurance carrier.
Allstate.
Well, if you had Allstate insurance, then you had to have had liability insurance. And therefore, if you had liability insurance, because this is what this case is about, this is why I don't believe a word of what you're telling me, Miss Harris. If the car was registered and it had insurance, and if Mr. Washington was driving the car and he had an accident when he was driving the car, and he damaged a third party, now, you don't necessarily have to have collision insurance when you have insurance, but you're mandated if you have insurance to have liability insurance. So you want to waste my time and go show me that this car on the date of the accident was covered
in insurance. The car was mine technically in my name, but I was selling him in payments. I didn't put the car over into his name until he was done with the payments.
Miss Harris, you're not getting any money. If you allow somebody else to drive your car and it's uninsured, they have an accident, that's your responsibility. That's not his responsibility. That's your responsibility. You want to have no responsibility? Sell him the car. You were selling him the car, according to you, for $600. Then you have no responsibility. Now, he drives the car, he gets into an accident, and the other car sues you for almost $5,000. If you allow somebody to drive your car in your name, it should be insured.
Okay, but I didn't allow him to drive the car. He was driving under not my permission, and I have evidence for that too.
Sorry.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
Have you been cheated? Go to judgejudy.com. Like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter.
Now, your name, your car, insurance. If you have no insurance, I don't hear your case. Do you understand?
The insurance got taken off because I was selling it. It was several people that asked to actually buy the car within that day. He begged me to get it out, like, to do payments, and we agreed to do payments.
Then keep it insured.
I didn't know that to keep it insurance when you're selling the car.
You were selling the car. You had not sold the car. As long as you had not sold the car, you have to keep it insured. And if he gets into an accident, it's your responsibility. If he didn't just damage another car, but if he hurt somebody, it would still be your responsibility. And his, but yours too. Do you understand? You can't come to court when you own a car that you don't insure and have either a good story, a not so good story, so that you want somebody else to pay for something that you could have avoided if you had insurance. Now, you drove another car, didn't you?
Yes, that was my car.
Just a second. And so you had insurance.
I took it off in 2017 when I was selling it.
We're done. Thank you very much. Your case is dismissed.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
Judge Judy continues in a moment. And on the next Judge Judy.
I don't feel like I should be responsible for his crash.
The brakes went out, and
basically he just said a whole lie out there for one.
I didn't know it was out.
Like, he's driving the car. He wasn't supposed to drive the car.
Went into another car, coming to a stop sign.
He's not friends. His whole family is cut off.
Did she build a website for you?
No, ma'am. Yes, I did. She's lying.
A web designer and client weren't clicking.
It was not published on the internet, period, in
discussion. Yes, it was published on the internet. You just needed a password.
You're fighting with each other. I'm going to throw you both out.
And it's not her first reboot.
Did you have another developer prior to hiring the defendant?
I've had several developers.
Right.
Judge Judy.
You are about to enter the courtroom of Judge Judith Scheindlin. This is Judge Judy.
Real estate broker Constance Kelly is suing graphic designer Eleanor Phillips for a refund for a business website.
Order. All rise.
It's case number 102 on the calendar in the matter of Kelly versus Phillips.
Thank you.
You're welcome, Judge. Parties have been sworn in. You may be seated, sir. Have a seat.
Ms. Kelly, you hired the defendant to do a website for you. You are a real estate broker. When did you get your license?
I was licensed in 2016.
And did you work for someone else?
I was at another brokerage, yes, before I got my own broker's license and launched my own company.
Which was when?
Teen.
And what's the name of that company?
CKRE Idaho.
Bert, do you have an iPad or some device there?
Yeah.
What's the website? It's CKREIdaho.com.
Okay.
Okay, I'd like to look at it. Okay, and when did this website go up?
That website went up about a month ago.
Prior to that, did you have a website? That's a yes or no?
No.
When did you hire the defendant to build a website for you?
The beginning of January.
Of 2019. How much was she charging you to build that website?
$3,600.
And you gave her a deposit?
Yes, ma'am.
Of $1,800?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, and that's what you want back?
Correct.
Did she build a website for you?
No, ma'am.
Did you build a website for her?
Yes, I did.
Can you show me what you did?
Yes, I can. These were all the pages before the website was taken down. There is some content that is not exactly finished in there because it was not completed.
Would you take a look and tell me if this is a fair and accurate representation of the work that the defendant did? And that was up.
So, Your Honor, these are what we call mock.
Is what you're telling me that those were never on the internet?
No, ma'am.
That those pages you never used?
Correct.
Okay.
She's lying.
Where did you get those from?
The internet.
When?
I believe that was the day that our dispute happened, which was February 7th.
Now, the dispute occurred because the website was not built so that it could accommodate MLS listings?
Yes, ma'am, you're correct.
Do you have MLS capability now?
I haven't.
That's either a yes or a no.
No.
And the website is up because he just found it.
It's a placeholder while the new website is being developed.
And you do understand that there is now a fee for using MLS services?
No, not for me. Because I'm not a vendor. I don't provide that as a web developer.
Is what you're telling, because this is all about the MLS and whether or not you get your deposit back. So far, she did work. I see she did work, and I don't believe you that it wasn't up on the internet, by the way. I don't believe that. I believe that that's where she got the pictures from.
It was not on the internet, Judge Judy.
Yes, it was, and I even have an email where I sent her her username and password so she could view.
May I see it?
Yes. It's right here. It wasn't ready to be viewed publicly.
She just not published on the internet, period.
Yes, it was published on the internet. You just needed a password.
You're fighting with each other. I'm going to throw you both out because I don't have to listen to this. I'm reading something.
Your Honor, this is a red herring. I have a voicemail from Miss Phillips over here saying that she has no problem refunding me my money.
Just a second. I'm reading something. Did you have somebody developing a website for you prior to the defendant?
I had another local...
That's either a yes or a no.
No.
Well, that's not what it says here.
I'm not clear on your question, Your Honor.
My question is very clear. I speak English. I said, did you have another developer prior to hiring the defendant?
I've had several developers.
Right. So the answer is yes. How many?
I would say that I've had 4 websites in the last 4 years. As my company, my business has grown and expanded, the demands of my website have also grown and expanded.
No, that's not what this says. Okay, now you say you have a voice message from her.
Yes, ma'am.
Where she says she is going to refund the deposit that you gave her, which she's opposing in this proceeding. She said she did a lot of work on the website, and she put in hours worth of work.
She didn't. She put up a simple template.
I'm speaking. She said she put in work on your website, and she deserves to be compensated for that. If you went someplace else, that's up to you. So now I'd like to hear the...
How to respond to that. If you feel so strongly that I haven't done anything for you, then I will refund your money. And I have no problem doing that because that's the type of person that I am.
If you can tell that I'm taking a breath because she clipped that voicemail, she's not playing the full voicemail in context.
I can play the full voicemail if you'd like, Your Honor.
I would.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know how to clip audio.
You obviously just did.
if you talk to each other, I'm just going to throw you both out.
Sorry.
Do you understand?
I apologize, Your Honor.
Okay.
Hi, Constance. This is Elle. I just received your...
No, Your Honor, this is 2.5 minutes. Do you want to listen to the full entirety?
Yeah.
Okay.
Hi, Constance. This is Elle. I just received your email, and I'm a little disappointed, but I just want to get some clarification. First of all, I've spent over 22 hours literally working until midnight trying to get your website complete and ready to go. I just want to express that to you because I have put a lot of time into the site to where it is now. And that does not include phone calls and getting you set up on GoDaddy and making sure that all of that is set up. Appointment at this point runs with that you want to pay me $350 for over 22 hours of work. And I'm not really sure how to respond to that. If you feel so strongly that I haven't done anything for you, then I will refund your money. And I have no problem doing that because that's the type of person that I am. But I also want to let you know that if you don't pay me, or at least let me keep the deposit for the work that I have put in, I can't make your site live because I have put in significant...
No. Because I have.
I am. But I also want to let you know that if you don't pay me, or at least let me keep the deposit for the work that I have put in, I can't make your site live because I have put in a significant amount of time. I just told you that I was willing to make your site live and get that up and going and eat the rest of any other costs that I would have charged in order to get the IDX up and running. I never told you that I had IDX capabilities. I was depending on you for that. It was my assumption that, as I have mentioned it a couple times, that the only requirement that I needed in order to get the MLS working on your website was a username and password. And we both found out at the same time that you're not willing to pay $150 a quarter for that password access. And if you want me to sign up as a vendor and I'll pay $150 a quarter, I will agree to that, but I'm only going to agree to it for 1 year. So I think that's where we're landing, is that I really have put a lot of time into this. So if you could please give me a call back so we can at least talk this out, I would really appreciate it. You can record the phone calls. That is totally fine with me. But I need you to understand that I have put a whole...
That's it, Your Honor.
She was being most reasonable with you, Miss Kelly.
I understand.
She was being most reasonable with you. She said, I will keep the deposit. You don't have to pay me anything else. I will get your website up and running. We both found out at the same time that there is a fee for MLS of $150 a quarter. I will pay that for the first year, which means she was willing to pay $600 in order to... That's what she says in there. I mean, you were giving me that one clip where she says, I will give you back your money.
I was trying not to waste your time, Your Honor.
Your case is dismissed.
I think it was a very fair and just decision. I was willing to just bend over backward for her, and she just didn't care. You should absolutely get paid, and you should fight when you need to.
And now, the next case.
All parties in the matter of Knutson versus Beckwith. Step forward.
Cleaning service owner Heidi Knutson is suing her former employee, Julie Beckwith, for soliciting clients away from her cleaning company in Hawaii.
This is a contract case. Ms. Knutson, you hired the defendant as an employee with your home cleaning service.
Yes.
What month did you hire her?
That was July of 2018.
And she worked for you until when?
Till April 30th, 2019.
And where was that business?
In Honolulu, Hawaii.
And where did you live?
I lived in Utah at the time.
Had you lived in Hawaii?
Yeah, I was there for 8 years.
So you were running your business long distance?
Yes.
How many employees did you have?
It fluctuated anywhere from 1 to 3.
Did you do home cleaning when you lived there?
I did, yes.
And you had a certain number of clients?
Yes.
So those clients that you had, you turned over to some people first. They didn't work out, and then you hired the defendant to do the same work that you were doing.
Yes, exactly.
Now, you had a contract with her.
Mm-hmm.
I'd like to take a look at it.
Okay.
So what you have is a contract with her that has a non-interference clause with your business. And it reads, the client list, client information, and client contact information are the property of 808 Cleaning, that's your company, and the employee may not use, service, or solicit said clients outside of the administration of 808 Cleaning. The employee and the employer agree not to publicly defame the other party in the event of termination. Okay, so what happened was she worked for you for about 8 months, and then went out on her own, and I don't know how many, but many of the clients that she was servicing followed her to her new place.
Right.
And so you're suing her for breach of contract.
Yes, but also, I mean, she was very dishonest. She told me she was leaving to start a vacation rental.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
How many of her clients came with you?
3.
3. And 19 or 20 stayed with you?
Yes, that's correct.
And 3 decided to go with her?
That I know of. Those are the only ones that have proof.
Well, that's all that counts here. We're in a court.
Real people. Judge Judy.
Cleaning service owner Heidi Knudsen says former employee Julie Beckwith solicited clients away from her business. Julie is countersuing for unpaid work hours.
Okay, you really have to understand, it's not as if you were the CEO of a large company. You had a personal business, you were moving, and what you did was you hired somebody else to clean, and you took a cut of whatever they... Half, whatever it is. You took half, and in exchange for that, you got the clients, and you got half. That's what the deal was. And the question is, how many of your clients stayed with you?
About 19 or 20. The total of everything she took added up to about $17,000 a year that she took from my business.
You see, you have a contract, but an unsympathetic position.
She was still working for me when she was telling them about her new business.
Well, you don't know that. You don't have a witness here to tell you.
I do know that. I have text messages.
Oh, I'd like to see.
Okay.
If you have text messages that while she was still working for you, she was soliciting these clients to come to work for her, your case is rock solid.
I have a witness also.
Great. You may have, but how many of her clients came with you? A number.
A few.
Not a number.
3.
3. And 19 are to go with her?
That I know of. Those are the only ones that have proof.
Well, that's all that counts here. We're in a court.
Right.
You understand you're in an unsympathetic position for me. Now show me proof that she was soliciting the 3 clients she took from you while she was working for you. She's not allowed to do that. And that's not what she said she did.
She admitted that she did it, Your Honor.
You said you had text messages. I'd like to see it.
Got a little scrambled. This is the one from actually the client here, Adrian.
I'd like to see it. When did you terminate your business? April 30th?
I gave her a 2-week notice on April 16th, and
4/16.
my last day was the April 30th.
It's dated May 1st.
Yes.
After she left your employment.
However, if you...
I'm going to read it. Okay. It's dated May 1st after she left your employment.
Yes, it is, ma'am.
Okay. This is a very easy... She says, hello, Heidi. I assume that's your first name. She said, I sent this to you on Monday. This is Wednesday. I understand that Julie, so 2 days before she left, but she had given you notice, I understand that Julie is leaving, and we will be getting a new person with your company. So she told them clearly that she was leaving, and a new person would be coming from your company. That's not unreasonable. So far she didn't break anything. She said, goodbye, I will not be coming back. You'll be getting a new person, Julie, as she has come to know our home, a dog, and us so well. I hope you understand, and thank you for introducing us. Please accept this as my notification that we'll be ending services with your company effective this week. Again, thank you for supporting our housekeeping needs, and I wish you much success in the future. That's you.
Correct.
What's wrong with that?
It shows that she was telling everybody about her new cleaning business prior to when
No. That's not what this says at all.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
I live in Hawaii, and you live in Utah, and I don't want you to pick somebody out because I could pick some stranger out to come and clean my house. I mean, don't you understand the logistics of it?
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy.
Cleaning service owner Heidi Knudsen says former employee Julie Beckwith solicited clients away from her business. Julie is countersuing for unpaid work hours.
Okay, I still haven't heard that she breached the contract.
She's servicing the clients that were on my
That's
client
okay.
list.
She can service them. She's not allowed to solicit them. It's a free country. They can say, I don't want you to be my cleaning service anymore. I live in Hawaii, and you live in Utah, and I don't want you to come and clean my house. I mean, don't you understand the logistics of it? Are you licensed and bonded?
I am.
Okay. You are Adrian.
Yes.
Last name?
Stofko.
You live in Hawaii?
Correct.
How long had the plaintiff been servicing your home?
I would say it's been at least a year, if not more.
Was the plaintiff the person who came?
No. There was maybe 2 to 3 different people before Julie began cleaning.
And I would like you to tell me the conversation you had with her in April. Must have been in April, sometime in April.
I travel for work quite frequently, so it's often that I need to coordinate the time that someone will be coming to the home. And in case I'm not there, my husband would need to let them in. And so I had asked her what time next week would she be coming, and she let me know at that point she would not be coming anymore because she put in her 2 weeks' notice.
And what did you say to her?
I asked her, are you moving off the island? Where are you going? And she responded and let me know that she was starting her own company. And to that, I asked her if she would be willing to continue cleaning for us because, again, we really had grown to trust her. I leave the house sometimes when she's cleaning. And because we had kind of several different folks and we finally had someone consistent that we trusted, I asked her if she'd be willing to continue.
Okay, well, that is somewhat different, actually, than what you wrote in this text. That's a solicitation. That's not saying you will be getting someone from the company to come and service you. And of course, you can have a conversation with her. You can say, can I have your contact information? You probably already had her contact information, so you were free to call her. But what you just testified to is that she said to you, I'm leaving, I'm starting my own company, and that you're not allowed to do, Ms. Beckwith.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
Want justice? Go to judgejudy.com. Like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter.
How many clients do you have? 3 that you took from her? How many clients do you have altogether now?
I have about 7.
Okay. How much do you pay her?
I pay her once a week. It's $130, and depending upon if there's extras, it can go up to $170 a week.
And a reasonable period of time for a non-compete, I would say, well, it's not in here, is a year. And in a year, you pay her at least $5,000 if you're paying her $130 a week.
Correct.
Sometimes more. Well, my limit is $5,000, and that's what you're entitled to. Judgment for the plaintiff. We're done. Thank you.
Thank you.
What about my countersuit? Employee
Goodbye.
and paid me as a contractor.
Please excuse me, step out.
Judge Judy continues in a moment. And on the next Judge Judy.
I didn't steal her clients. Her clients decided to not continue with her and to go with me.
I couldn't be happier.
So I didn't ask them to follow me. They said that they wanted to do that.
She knew she was being dishonest.
Ready to be done, move on.
I thought it was going the other way, and I'm stoked.
The relationship between us for the past year and a half has been very tumultuous.
There was no chance of patching things up.
She had sent me a text message telling me she's uneasy about getting back together with me.
You were angry.
Then, did he leave her deflated?
Do you have any proof that Mr. Condon slashed your tires?
I do not at this point.
This is the only point. This is my point.
Judge Judy.
You are about to enter the courtroom of Judge Judith Scheindlin. This is Judge Judy.
Christine Morricone is suing her ex-boyfriend, Matthew Condon, for slashing her tires and disposing of 2 of her bicycles.
Order. All rise. It's case number 83 on the calendar in the matter of Morricone versus Condon.
Thank you.
You're welcome, Judge. Parties have been sworn in. You may be seated.
Ms. Morricone, you and the defendant were in a relationship. That relationship terminated when?
Terminated on April, no, I'm going to say right after Christmas.
Well, right after Christmas also would be April, but
no,
it's kind of an odd way of saying it.
December 28th, 2018.
Had you lived together?
No.
It is your claim that Mr. Condon slashed the tires on your car. That's one of your claims. On what date do you allege that that happened?
On April 11th or 12th, early in the morning.
So that was some 3 months and some days after you broke up.
Yes, he was in... Yes.
That was
yes,
some
Your Honor.
3 months later. Now, you didn't see him slash your tires, so you must have some other proof that he slashed your tires because Mr. Condon unequivocally denies it.
Okay. Well, the relationship between us for the past year and a half has been very tumultuous.
Listen to me. I don't care about any of that. That's not this. That's not this program. This is a fact-based court program.
Okay.
You allege somewhere between April 11th and April 12th that Mr. to him to prove that he didn't do it. It's up to you to give me some evidence that he did do it. The fact that you had a tumultuous relationship with him for a year and a half is not it.
Okay.
Do you have any direct proof that Mr. Condon slashed your tires?
No, I do not at this point.
No, this is the only point. This is my point. This is the time
No, I do not at this point. My case is the return of the bicycles that he has of mine that he's refused to return to me.
So you're withdrawing the allegation of the slashed tires?
Well, the slashed tires was not part of this whole allegation. This allegation was for the bicycles that he has stored and refuses to give back to me. That's what the allegation is. And that was after. He slashed the tires.
Just a second. You say in your complaint the very next morning after something happened, I woke up and my tires were slashed.
Right.
What do we talk about that for?
I don't know, Your Honor.
Okay.
You know,
well, you signed it. I didn't write it. Believe me, I didn't write it.
Okay.
Okay, so you stored 2 bicycles with him when?
In the fall of 2018, prior to him going to Florida for 3 months.
Give me the month.
November.
That's a question mark. Is it
November?
December of 2018.
Correct.
Where was he storing your bicycles?
In his mother's commercial building, in the basement. He said to me... Yeah.
And they were stored in his mother's building when he left to Florida in November, and you were still a couple.
Yes.
Yes. And then you broke up December 28th. When did you make the first demand for the bicycles?
On April 25th. He came back from Florida right before Easter.
Okay, so between January, February, March, and up until April 25th, you had made no request for the bicycles?
No.
Okay. And tell me how you communicated the bicycle request to return the bicycles on April 25th.
Via email.
May I see it, please?
Yes.
Well, you say to him, I want to make arrangements to get the 2 bikes. And he says, you told me to get rid of everything. Everything is gone.
That's a lie. Are
the bicycles in your...
No, they are not, Your Honor.
Okay. I'd like to know when you went to your mother's building to get them.
Can I start off with some of her facts?
No.
Well, I'm not going to be able to...
Supreme Court case.
No, I understand that. But this is our breakup date. You know, here it is in writing.
Pay careful attention. I have an email from her in April, an email from you saying you told me to get rid of everything, and I did.
There's a complete police report on April 25th, ma'am, if you'd like to look at it.
No, I want you to answer my question.
This is evidence.
I'll look at it. I want you to answer my questions. Well, this is my playpen, not your playpen. My playpen.
I get that, Your Honor.
I asked you a very simple question. When did you remove the bikes from your mother's commercial basement?
April 12th.
At what time?
In the morning.
Did you take anything else out of the storage other than the bikes? Did you take anything?
This is all that I had.
Just a second. I'm speaking. Did you take anything else out of the storage? The answer is either a yes or a no. So you just removed the 2 bikes.
Right.
And you have a key to the storage.
Yes.
And tell me what you did with the bikes on April 11th.
I brought the bikes to my residency.
And that is in what state? That wasn't Florida.
New York State.
New York State. And from your home, what did you do with the bikes?
I chained them up in the yard.
Is that where they remain, or did they move?
They moved.
To where?
They moved approximately on the bikes and somebody had gotten to the bikes and tried to steal them. So I put the bikes in front of my yard with a free sign on it because I had not heard from Miss Marconi in over 2 weeks about these bikes.
Okay, so now I'm going to look at the police report. On what date did you come from Florida, sir, to New York?
April 11th at 9 p.m.
So it was.
I have an email.
Just a second.
Oh.
I'm
sorry, go ahead.
Did you, on or immediately before April 11th, request that the plaintiff pick you up at the airport? That's a question. That requires a yes?
Yes.
Or a no?
Yes.
Okay. On what date did you ask? Before you know where I'm going, your answer was yes. You asked her to pick you up from the airport, and you arrived home on April 11th from Florida. You landed at what airport?
Stewart International Airport, Newburgh, New York.
And what time, do you remember what time you arrived?
9 p.m.
So you have all that good information. That's
yeah.
a great thing. On what date had you communicated with the plaintiff to ask her if she would pick you up at the airport?
Ma'am, I don't...
Was it within the week?
It was in a 2-month period with which we were communicating on the phone.
Okay, so while you were communicating on the phone, listen, my question to you is, if you and the plaintiff had been sort of on the outs since the end of December and were communicating by phone, we all know when you come back, especially when you fly into Stewart, you don't have to make your reservation 2 months in advance. So my question to you is, on what day, within 3 or 4 days prior to your arriving, did you ask the plaintiff to pick you up at the airport?
I don't have an answer for that.
Okay.
But I do have this, you do have to look at this email.
I will absolutely do that. On what date did he ask you to pick him up at the airport?
We made arrangements probably, I'm going to say around December 1st.
Okay, may I see the email, please?
That's the breakup date, January 10th.
Fine, it doesn't matter. In the scheme of things, it doesn't matter. I'm just sort of interested, Mr. Condon, why on April 11th you found it, which was the day that you arrived.
Yeah.
Why you the 2 bikes and chained them to the backyard?
Because, Your Honor, I told her, we had a phone conversation after she broke up with me in a text message and said she didn't want anything to do with me on the 11th in the morning, on April 11th in the morning, out of nowhere, after we've been talking for 2 months, she had sent me a text message telling me she's been thinking about things and she's uneasy about getting back together with me.
So?
Okay? But for the last 2 months, we've been talking on the phone about it.
Yeah.
So I told her, I picked up the phone and I called her, and I said, I would like you to get your things tomorrow from my possession. Otherwise, I'm going to get rid of them. She said, I don't have anywhere to put them. I live in a 1-bedroom apartment. Get rid of them. And that's what, so I held the things for another 2 weeks.
No, you didn't.
Yes, I held, this was the 12th, ma'am.
No.
I held
No,
the
you
things
didn't.
in my possession for 2 more weeks.
No, you didn't. They weren't doing anything from the 11th to the 25th in your mother's basement that they hadn't been doing from November to April. You were angry. And that's why you went and got them. You were angry.
No,
You got in?
I did. I told her I didn't want anything to do with her anymore. I have emails to the effect.
Well, that's fine. Do you have an email from her saying, get rid of the bikes?
No, I don't.
Right. One thing that you get to know when you get old, and you're not there yet, of course, is that there are very few coincidences in life.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
When did you buy these bikes? Show me the receipts.
I don't have the receipts.
If you don't have proof, you don't have anything. The bikes are worth $50 a piece. That's it, unless you have a receipt.
And later today,
You're suing them for illegally locking you out of your house, on which you paid no rent.
I did pay rent.
Well, off and on when welfare didn't.
Okay, it's still paying rent.
No, that's not you paying rent. That's me paying rent.
real cases, real people. Judge Judy.
Christine Morricone says ex-boyfriend Matthew Condon slashed her tires and got rid of 2 of her bicycles. Matthew is countersuing for the return of his belongings.
Now, when did you buy these bikes?
One bike.
Show me the receipts.
I don't have the receipts. One of the bikes I bought off of eBay, a brand new bike from a woman. I met her at Paramus.
Listen, I don't believe. If you don't have proof, you don't have anything. The bikes are worth $50 a piece, and he got rid of them, and he got rid of them maliciously. That's it. Unless you have a receipt.
I have
a receipt.
I have receipts of
bucks. Judgment for the plaintiff. We're done. Thank you.
Excuse me, I got a counter plaintiff.
You got
a counter lawsuit on her.
Because you stayed over at the house a lot and she threw away some of your stuff?
Yes.
Goodbye.
Whoa, 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 Your Honor. One of these things are medication worth $1,000.
What, the Viagra?
Okay. Parties are excused. You may step out.
He's vindictive, he's a liar, he's a thief.
She's constitutionally incapable of honesty.
I deserve better.
I'm just glad that this is over with so I can move on with my life and be done with her for good.
And now, the next case.
All parties in the matter of Hollingsworth versus Adams. Step forward.
James Hollingsworth is suing his estranged in-laws, Alvin and Judy Adams, for an illegal lockout, the return of property, and the return of his dog.
Mr. Hollingsworth, are you currently married to the defendant's daughter?
We're separated.
But you're married?
Yes.
And in what year were you married?
2006.
Do you have any children?
No.
In what year did you move in with your in-laws?
They moved in with us.
So it was your house?
No, it's their house, but their daughter lived there. They lived up the mountain.
In what year did you move into their house?
2004.
Were you working?
Off and on.
Were you paying the Adamses any rent?
Yes.
How much?
$400 plus maintenance.
$400 per... How long did welfare pay the rent?
I don't know. I don't know exactly how long. It's all been broken up from the time I worked with them.
You and your wife are currently separated.
Yes.
And your wife remains with her parents?
Yes.
And you're suing them for illegally locking you out of your house?
Yes.
On which you paid no rent?
I did pay rent.
Well, off and on when welfare didn't.
Okay, it's still paying rent.
No, that's not you paying rent. That's me paying rent. That's Bird paying rent. That's not you paying rent.
I don't see what that has to do with this now. They locked me out. I pay rent. They locked me out. They denied me my stuff. They kept my dog.
Just a second. When you live with your wife in her parents' house and you have a fight and separate from your wife...
I didn't separate from my wife.
Yeah, you did.
No, I didn't.
You just told me that you and your wife are separated.
Yeah, she filed separation paper after I moved out. After they locked me out, actually.
Mr. Hollingsworth, you're not getting money for locking you out of a house that's their house that you lived in, for you, rent-free.
It wasn't rent-free.
Mr. Hollingsworth, let's move on now. Let's talk about your dog, the dog. In what year was the dog either purchased or rescued?
He was born 14 years ago from his mom that I own too.
Two hard dogs.
Text message right here from their daughter saying that we can't afford to feed your dog, bring me money. It's my dog.
Mr. Hollingsworth, when you are divorced from your wife, the judge in court will decide whose dog it is. Right now, if it's your dog and you have been together with her since 2004, married since 2006, the dog is marital property over which I have no jurisdiction. That will be handled.
True.
Yeah, it's true. That's what I'm telling you. That's the law.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
I want to know what it is that you are asking for specifically back.
All my property.
That doesn't do anything for me.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy.
James Hollingsworth says his estranged in-laws, Alvin and Judy Adams, illegally locked him out and stole his property, including his dog.
Now, I'd like you to tell me the last thing in your complaint is your personal property. Now, that they can't take from you. When you left, what personal property, not marital property, personal property, did you leave in the house?
Everything. I didn't have anything. They locked the locks, everything.
Mr. Adams, do you have any of Mr. Hollingsworth's clothes?
No,
clothes. Do you know where his clothes are, sir?
He left. He came back the next morning. He got clothes. He come back the second day, packed up his clothes, and
That's
left.
not true. I have a police report saying that they said I left in January.
We never talked to police about that. And on the 29th,
police report says
or
you did.
26th,
Don't speak.
On the 26th of February, I texted him telling him that he was not allowed on my property unless he texts me, and he could come and get anything that he had left there.
He never texted me anything.
May I see that? Okay, your wife's name is Lisa?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. On March the 9th, sorry to bother you, but Lisa's been putting me off all day. Do you remember texting him that?
Yes.
On March 9th? What was that about?
I'm trying to see my dog. And the police report right here says that they told the police that I left in January and that I took all my stuff with me. So which is it? Which is he not telling the truth about?
Okay. I want to know what it is that you are asking for specifically. Anything from me. You don't have any property that's yours.
Yes,
if
I do.
You've been married, listen to me, that's yours unless you tell me what it is. If you say to me, I have my birth certificate, my watch, my shoes,
a list of that stuff.
Other than those things, that comes under the auspices of a divorce with your wife, with whom you lived in this house for many years, according to you, when they didn't even live there, even though it's their house.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
Are you in a family dispute? Go to judgejudy.com, like us on Facebook, and follow us on Twitter.
Okay.
I have a list of my personal property.
I'd like to see it. Then I'll ask item by item. Where are you living now, Mr. Hollingsworth?
Kind of bouncing between my coworker and a friend.
So they have your car?
They had my car. It's not there anymore. I drove by. It's not there.
It can't be your car. This is marital property, sir. It's something that a divorce court is going to take care of.
My name was on the pink slip.
Missing list of property.
That's all the property that I believe is mine that is not hers.
Okay.
Together. I didn't list any property in this community.
Do you have either one of two suits, a Pierre Cardin suit and a Stafford suit?
No, ma'am.
Have that?
No, ma'am.
They don't have it. They don't have it. I don't know whether your wife has it.
They do have it. They control the house. They told her not to give me anything. I have a text for that, too.
Mr. Hollingsworth, I suggest that you get a lawyer filed for divorce. A marital judge who hears your divorce will decide what of this property, if it exists, is marital property and what is your individual property, and the court will rule accordingly. Do you understand? That's not my job.
Whatever.
Bye.
Paiza, excuse me. Step out.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.